Family, welcome back to another powerful episode of the Royal Sussex Squad. Today, we are celebrating a story that the British tabloids are going to try to bury or twist because it destroys their tired narrative of Prince Harry as irrelevant or selfish. The truth is right in front of us. Prince Harry is out here doing what he has always done, serving communities, uplifting young people and putting his money where his mouth is. Let me break it down for you. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, donated £1.1 million of his own personal wealth. Yes, you heard that right, his own money, to BBC Children in Need. This isn't a photo op, it's not a ribbon cutting for clout. This is Harry putting serious financial resources into helping grassroots organisations that are tackling one of the toughest challenges facing young people today: youth violence. Now let's pause here. How many so-called working royals in that firm can say they've personally written a seven-figure cheque to directly support vulnerable communities? Exactly. Crickets. Harry did this on his own without a palace PR machine forcing him. And yet, the same British media that worships at the feet of royals who live off taxpayer money will ignore this incredible act of generosity. Harry spent the day in Nottingham, his second home really, working with organisations he has been involved with since 2014. He went to the community recording studio CRS and Epic Partners, two groups that give young people creative outlets, mentorship, and a safe space away from violence and despair. These are the kinds of initiatives that actually save lives, and Harry has been consistent in supporting them for over a decade. And what did he do there? He didn't just show up, wave, and disappear. Harry sat in a round table with local leaders, including the city's police and crime commissioner. He listened to the people on the ground. He watched performances by the youth these organisations support. He even got involved in a recording session, because that's Harry. He doesn't stand above the people, he stands with the people. In his own words, Harry said, "The incredible work being done by grassroots organisations like CRS and Epic Partners is not only inspiring, it's essential." That's a man who understands impact. He knows that it's the small, often overlooked groups, run by people with heart and dedication, that change communities. And he isn't just offering words, he's offering tangible resources so they can keep going. And let's give credit to the folks on the ground who welcomed Harry. Trevor Rose, CEO of CRS, said it perfectly. Harry's donation is a powerful endorsement of the work being done at a grassroots level. He understands that Harry's support is more than just money. It's validation, it's recognition. It's a light shining on young people who are too often ignored. Pete Bewley of Epic Partners said the Duke's continued support means a great deal to Nottingham. Harry's presence shines a light on the challenges facing young people, but more importantly, on the solutions. Now, I want you all to reflect on this for a moment. While Harry is out here giving £1.1 million of his own hard-earned money to children, what is the British media doing? Running smear campaigns, writing nonsense about Meghan's wardrobe, trying to paint Harry as some kind of reckless runaway. But actions speak louder than words, and Harry's actions prove who he really is: a compassionate leader, a hands-on humanitarian, and a man walking in his mother Princess Diana's footsteps. And yes, let's bring Diana into this conversation, because you know what? Harry learned this directly from her. Diana was known as the people's princess, not because she sat in gilded palaces, but because she held the hands of AIDS patients when others recoiled. She hugged children in conflict zones. She put herself where others would not. And Harry is carrying that torch. Don't tell me it's a coincidence. This is his mother's legacy living on. Now, here's the kicker. The British tabloids and their royalist mouthpieces love to say that Harry is irrelevant now that he's not a working royal. But what could be more relevant than directly changing lives? What could be more relevant than giving young people alternatives to violence and making communities safer and stronger? Meanwhile, those so-called senior royals are too busy parading around in luxury, being waited on by taxpayers. Let's not forget, Harry didn't have to do this. He and Meghan could be living quietly, enjoying their life in Montecito, ignoring the UK entirely after the hell that institution and media put them through. But no, Harry continues to give back, continues to invest in places like Nottingham, where he has history, where he has connection, where he has committed his heart. And you know what? That's why the smear campaigns will always fail, because you can't argue with receipts. And Harry's receipt here is a £1.1 million donation. Let's also talk about the symbolism of this. When Harry gives to BBC Children in Need, it's not just about money, it's about visibility. It's about leveraging his platform so that more people know about CRS and Epic Partners, so more people open their wallets, so more volunteers sign up. That's the Sussex way, impact with purpose. And let me remind everyone, Meghan is right there too, supporting him, building Archwell, creating initiatives like the Women's Empowerment Fund, working on Netflix projects that highlight diverse voices. They are a power couple with a mission. And every time the haters open their mouths to criticise, Harry and Meghan counter with action, substance and results. Now let me be blunt for a second. The Palace PR machine is going to try to downplay this. Don't expect Buckingham Palace or Kensington Palace to put out statements of support. Why? Because Harry is making them look bad. He's showing the world that you don't need to hide behind titles, ceremonies or taxpayer money to make a difference. He's showing that real service comes from the heart, and that terrifies them. So, Squad, here's the message today. Prince Harry is living his truth. He is carrying forward his mother's mission. He's putting young people first. And he's showing the world what modern royalty looks like. Not crowns, not carriages, but compassion and commitment. Let's uplift this story, because you can bet the tabloids won't. Let's make sure people know that Prince Harry is out here changing lives. And before we wrap up, if you are part of the Royal Sussex Squad, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode where we break down the truth behind the headlines. Smash that like button to fight back against the haters. And if you want to support this channel, please consider donating through Super Thanks. Every contribution helps us keep defending Harry and Meghan and amplifying their good work. Prince Harry has just given £1.1 million to children in need. The least we can do is give him the flowers he deserves. Prince Harry donates £1.1 million of his personal wealth to children in need. The Duke of Sussex, 40, spent the day with staff, volunteers and beneficiaries. Prince Harry has pledged £1.1 million to BBC Children in Need to help grassroots groups tackling youth violence during a visit to Nottingham on Tuesday. The Duke of Sussex, who has supported organisations in the city for more than a decade, announced the personal donation while visiting the Community Recording Studio, CRS. The broadcaster will also contribute £300,000 to the scheme, which will provide funding to local projects working with vulnerable young people. The initiative will focus on creating opportunities for young people, nurturing their potential, and offering alternatives to violence. Harry, 40, spent the day with staff, volunteers and beneficiaries at CRS and Epic Partners, two Nottingham groups he has worked with since 2014. He joined a round table with local leaders, including the city's police and crime commissioner, and later watched performances from young people who have benefited from the studio's support. The Duke said, "The incredible work being done by grassroots organisations like CRS and Epic Partners is not only inspiring, it's essential. We're grateful for the support of BBC Children in Need in helping changemakers in the city continue their mission to create safe spaces, build trust, and offer hope and belonging to young people who need it most." Harry also took part in a recording session before meeting young people who have been directly supported by the organisations. Tony Okotie, Director of Impact at BBC Children in Need, welcomed the donation. He said, "We are incredibly grateful to the Duke of Sussex for this generous donation. Youth work is a lifeline for many young people. It makes up around 30% of the projects that we support at BBC Children in Need. So this funding will help us reach even more communities where young people are ready to be heard and supported. Together, we can create spaces where young people feel safe, heard, and empowered to build brighter futures." CRS Chief Executive Trevor Rose described the donation as a powerful endorsement of grassroots youth work. He said, "We believe in the power of creativity and mentorship in changing a young person's life. The Duke's visit and this generous donation are a powerful endorsement of the work being done at a grassroots level to positively impact young people's futures." It's a reminder that when we invest in young people, we invest in safer, stronger communities. Pete Bewley, CEO of Epic Partners, said Harry's ongoing backing continues to resonate in Nottingham. The Duke's continued support means a great deal to our community. His visit today not only shines a light on the challenges young people face, but also on the power of youth work to transform lives. BBC Children in Need is the UK's largest independent funder of youth work, supporting projects that create safe spaces, provide mentoring, and help young people build resilience. This has been another episode of Royal Sussex Squad. Stay strong, stay loud, and stay supportive, because the work continues and the squad always shows up.